Hey guys, this is HDGW2, my name is Raptor.
And my name is Oreo.
And the following is just a little cast we did on the spot. It's going to be a little bit inaccurate at times, but we thought you guys might enjoy it. Alright guys, looks like we've got a match here. Gonna check out these teams real quick. It looks like we have a couple of mixed up players. We've got a couple of from PZ, a well-known team. Looks like a couple of people from DTF. And for the blue team over here, who's rolling a Engineer, Elementalist, Necromancer, Thief, and a Guardian. This looks like they're from CoF. You can see that some of the builds here, Necromancers are running traditional Rabid. They got that buff recently. We can see the Doomfire build coming through. Both teams rocking a Necromancer. Fusion is a great player. I've seen him do a lot of cool stuff. He's great at staying out of the fight, but still contributing a lot of damage. So we're going to have this match starting up real soon.
Yep, should be on Kylo. We'll wait for everyone to get ready and we'll be able to start casting this match up.
So again guys, this is a bit of an impromptu cast. We basically kind of just jumped in with this one, so bear in mind if things are a little bit off. You might find that, you might see a screen tear or something like that, but it should be good. We can see these builds here. He's going to be rocking a Shaman's, which is going to give him that healing power and toughness. Quite an interesting build. We're seeing that kind of spirit style coming back into favor, which was something which we used to see in the beta a lot. That was something which I remember using.
That's right, yeah. Having those spirits follow you around was something that we saw a lot of in the beta, but kind of died to go for more of a power build with the Greatsword. But we can see coming back into the meta, the spirits.
Yeah, Ranger's been through a few renditions of different builds where, Beastmaster was quite popular recently. That kind of changed up, and now it's gone more conditioned. So we see people entering the match now. You're getting prepared. We're going to be dropping some combo fields. Get some swiftness, some might right out of the bat.
Hold on to your points.
Both teams
Seize theirs.
getting ready. Alright, it looks like the Guardian for the red team is going to be splitting off here, and he's going to be dashing around to the graveyard. He's going to want to get there as soon as possible. Likewise, the Guardian on the other team. We're going to have a bit of a tank versus tank.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to take this one off straight away.
See, they both switched over to Scepter Shield, it looks like. And
that shield coming into favor. I think a lot of people have been using the focus with the block on there. But the shield, you do get a bit more toughness, that sort of thing. It's a little bit more tanky, and of course that number 5 position is huge.
That's right. You can see both teams going for their respective points. It looks like the blue team has dropped someone down to Quarry, which is kind of messing up the red team's ability to cap that. Meanwhile, Waterfall has been taken successfully.
We've seen Mutani go down. He's usually pretty good. He's quite a tanky spec, but it looks like he did get dropped by the Thief there.
Red team wins a capture
point. You can see
point.
Fusion still on the point. He's going to drop his Plague Form, whereas we've also seen the Plague Form for the other Necromancer over here.
Moving back to the middle point on the graveyard, you can see still it's being battled out.
Still got those separate points, and it's still contested in the middle. The point difference at the moment is going to be because of those couple of kills that have come through, downing a couple of players. And this is something I have been seeing more often, is that it's not so much about going for those huge triple cap plays. A lot of the kills are actually coming into play where they are actually making more of the difference rather than the actual point ticks.
That's right. So when you kill a player, you get some points. That would be making more of the difference as opposed to you actually being able to cap two points or 3 points at a time.
This play's going to be dropping some heavy conditions. You can see that a lot of the way that people play these days is they're going to go for that really heavy CC style. They're going to run around, try and stay as invincible as they can for as long as they can, and then they're going to spike a play down just like that. We're going to see someone just drop down. You won't see a huge amount of overall pressure on the teams these days. You can see a lot of conditions coming down here. We've got that Torment on the blue team. That Necromancer, again, I always compliment Fusion on his excellent positioning. Does such a great job of just hanging back in the fight. You don't really need to be right in there. You're not a melee class. Well, not in this condition spec anyway. And he's just going to be knocking down that player. Applying condition pressure. We're going to see get the stomp on the Guardian there. The Thief also is going down up on the Waterfall here. Oh, it's a down versus down battle. But it does look like the red team has the upper hand. Ooh, but it prevents the point from being capped by coming in.
That was a good
Red
save on that.
team wins a capture point.
Didn't flick over to contest it. You can see the blue team being able to cap it, but a lot of the red team is coming, mainly that Spirit Ranger with all the spirits up, which can be annoying at times.
This could be quite tough, they've got both of the points in the middle of the map, and they've got the quarry, so if they can really knock them off here, then this could be going for a triple cap, which is going to be a nice turnaround from losing a couple of players early on in the game.
That Ranger doing a good job of keeping a couple of people off the points at the time.
We can see great use of the AoEs, great use of the clustering all that damage down. The number 2 going to be dropping some poison.
Looks like we might have a 3 cap for the red team here. Who seem to be dominating a little bit thus far in the game.
Well, they're getting in just before the point's going to be capped. They're going to come in, drop all their AoE, try and knock someone out, try and stay alive. We're going to see this Necromancer being caught off guard. Takes a bit of torment from the enemy Necromancer, just gets the cleanse off in time and is not going to go down just yet. Managed to go down just on the point.
You can see that Guardian using the number 5 just to push the Ranger off the point just momentarily so he can force it back into contention.
Going to take a look down here at the graveyard. We can see that this is still contested at the point. We've got a 1v1. Looks like it's a Guardian going to be taking care of that point. Going to try and keep it in contention. Doing a great job. This is obviously something we've seen from very early days. Just that tanky Guardian staying in the middle, going to cap that point.
Bunkering the point down. Very, very important. So consequently, we can see a lot of the Guardians still using the shield scepter combination, usually using shouts as well. You see a lot of shouts being used, and that's to give the team buffs as well as also try and have some condition removal at the same time.
Yeah, that Connie cleanse is really important. You'll see that these conditions just do not stay on players for very long. They just get cleansed off in seconds. And that's why people don't obviously favor so much condition duration. You want to go for that spike pressure. And I think that's also why sort of the new Necromancer changes have been really good, because it allows you to burst a lot more. And it seems to be a more effective way of playing
So would you say going for a power build on a Necro is a little bit better these days than going for a condition build in these types of SPVP situations?
Well, it is always been the meta. I mean, power builds, I think they're a little bit stronger these days in the fact that they did get a couple of buffs as well. But you'll just see that everyone's favoring that style where it's all about staying alive, it's all about controlling with CC, it's about just bursting down one player at a time, it's not about applying overall pressure, it's not about getting conditions on the whole team. But I guess you do see a lot of AoE, you see a lot of spamming on the point. Again, Fusion with that superior positioning, he's going to be staying up on here and dropping AoEs on the point. As soon as you find a weak link in the defense, that's when you want to start targeting that down. And you'll notice that on players like, you'll just see them, their health spike down and they have to quickly sort that one out. It's going to be dropping the elite there, so we're going to get some healing going on, and that's really good positioning actually. I'm quite surprised how he's managed to stay alive for such a long time in Tiny here.
You can see a big fight happening at the waterfall. Most of the players in the map are there. Just an interesting note on this map, obviously you have the Guild Lord as the option to get the points. The blue team at this stage, would it be worth them, do you think, sending some resources over there to try and secure that?
Well, I mean, at the moment, this point is going to be their biggest fight. I think the fact that they are in danger of dropping down to a triple cap is going to be their #1 priority. If they're within that point range, they could try and secure that. We have seen that happen a couple of times, and it might happen a little bit more these days than it used to, but it's still something that it's very situational. We're going to see the Guardian just dropping down here.
You see, the Guardian does have a powerful heal on the #3 in the down state. However, it takes a long time for that to come off its cooldown and doesn't actually fully heal the Guardian either. So
and just seeing the reaction time there, we're going to see all those water fields being dropping down and the blast finishes coming in to keep everyone healed. Not only the people downed on the ground, but also the people who are healing the people that are down. But sometimes it doesn't work out, and we're going to see the Necromancer just drop down there. The Elemental, of course, going down, and they might actually be able to secure this point for what seems almost like the second time in this game. We're going to get a pretty good finish on here.
Red should be able to get this point now, and that'll be a triple cap, unfortunately, for the blue team.
Not doing too well.
Did you see that?
I guess we are seeing a bit of a pug here. We've got a player from Fu there. But I guess we do see most of the people from CoF. We'll have to check these guys out in a moment. Again, we can see that these guys are just getting ready. Might as well take down that door in case of, putting pressure onto the Guild Lord and that sort of thing.
Might have an opportunity. I mean, when you've got 3 points capped, I guess it's the only next step to take is to go for the Guild Lord.
Really, at this point in time, they're just kind of having fun, I would say. We're going to see a nice little 1v1s. Necromancer should be able to secure the kill here. And, fighting up here is not something you generally see. I guess it is something that's kind of happened due to the fact that this game is a little bit out of Blue's reach at the moment. That Thief is not going to get away. So we see blue coming out here. There is a couple of people jumping onto the point. They're going to see if they can try and knock them off. It's always good to try and see how good you can do, and against some of the stronger teams, it's great to test your strength. We're going to see that New Tiny again tanking that damage, doing a great job of holding the damage for the enemy team and keeping everyone alive. He's going to try and just gets the stomp off down there. Confusion. We should see these guys pull back a little bit, I would imagine, now that the whole blue team has come through here. Necromancer in the back with the low health, just getting those Condi cleanses off just in time to stay alive.
What you would want to do in this case as a red team is just fall back to the middle point and just try and bunker up there.
You know, we haven't really seen much play where people have been going around the back to try and jump in and cap a few points.
No sneaky point steals.
This is sometimes when it's good to have a mesmer, you know, even if you just don't have one player that's going to be able to go around. If you can portal some people in and just move people around the map a little bit.
Here we do see the blue player heading down to the quarry.
Just going to grab that, at least the congestion. And, you know, congestion is always going to be much quicker than grabbing the full point cap, and it's going to still, you know, balance the game out just as much as capping a point, really.
That's right. So you'd contest it, then run back to the point where your team is trying to steal or trying to take off of the enemy.
You can see the red team being really strong in the midpoint here. Again, this is a strategy we've seen, whether you just want to bunker down, secure the win at this stage. You can see a lot of kills going down, and, you know, besides having the superior point cap, we're going to see a lot of these players have a lot more damage than, a lot more kills than the blue team, and that is going to end up with a big point difference in the end, even if there were more even point captures.
Yeah, so a fairly one-sided game this time, unfortunately, but it was good to see two teams duking it out.
This was just something that we just did on the spot, and I'm sure there'll be much more of this to come. Stay tuned.